Welcome to your Faster Way workout. Let's
get
started.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to today's Total Body Workout. I'm Coach Sean. Alongside me today is Keisha and Queen, and we are going to be your trainers for this workout. We've got supersets again today, but we're going to hop into our warm-up first, and then we'll talk about what lies ahead, okay? We're going to start with that squat to a knee drive, okay? And just get some blood flowing throughout our whole body, okay? So we're squatting, knee drive, and we'll alternate legs as we go. Good. So it's total body. That means we got legs, chest, and shoulders today. Maybe my favorite day of the week. I don't know about these ladies behind me, but I love a good total body day.
Totally my favorite.
Totally.
I love
like
leg
that,
day.
Let's keep going. Loosen up all these joints and ligaments. Last one. And good. All right. We're going to transition into that good morning now, okay? So we're going to start with our hands behind our head, then we're going to go hands behind the back, okay? So let's just do 3 of each, all right? So hands behind the head, take your time here. You should feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings. You should feel a little incorporation of that lower back as well. Now we're going to go hands behind back. Then I want you to take your elbows and drive them back, okay? Open up that chest, and now do the same thing. Good. Last one. Very good. If you guys are doing modifications today, just follow along Keisha during these warm-ups. We're going to inchworm out now into a plank, and we're going to transition that into a rotation. So we're going to inchworm out. Okay. Now we're going to take one hand, rotate, bring that back down, switch sides. Good. Go ahead and switch sides again. Good job. Good. And now we're going to transition this into a toe touch, okay? So opposite hand, opposite foot, come down, reach. Very good. Switch sides. Good. Got one more each side. Good. Now come on to one knee. And now we are going to T-spine rotate. Head follows hand here. Sit in this, take your time, come back down, repeat. Last one, then we're gonna switch sides. Good. So bring your other leg up. Now it's the same thing on the other side. Three total reps. This might be one of my new favorites.
Yeah.
Very good. Now go back into that plank position and inchworm yourself back up. All right, we're gonna go into that pec deck now, okay? So we're gonna start with hands here first. We're gonna drive up, bring them in, bring them back out, down, and repeat. Really warming up that rotator cuff right now. We got a lot of pressing and a lot of side raises today. This is really gonna help us out. Good, last one. And good. All right, we're nice and warmed up. Let's talk about our workout, okay? So we're gonna pair shoulders with chest in this first superset. So we're gonna start out with that bent over reverse fly, and that's gonna go straight into a dumbbell chest press, okay? So for the bent over reverse fly, you can do this seated or standing. I prefer to do it seated. And all we're gonna do here, okay, is bend over, and now we're hitting that reverse fly. So I like to think about leading this movement with my pinkies, okay? So pinkies are leading the movement. We're driving out, and we're really trying to hit that rear delt right now. So the rear side of the shoulder, which is the hardest to hit and probably the most undertrained, but that's what is really, really important for sculpting that shoulder, okay? We're gonna do 10 reps there, and then we're gonna transition into that chest press for 8 reps, all right? So we're gonna take our dumbbells to our bench, we'll have these here ready to go. So we have a quick transition. We're gonna kick them one back at a time, press that weight up, nice and controlled down, tucking those elbows in, and then driving that weight back up, okay? So 10 reps and 8 reps. I'm gonna use 20s and 50s for each of those movements. Queen, you're with me?
Yep.
What size dumbbells you got for everybody back home?
So for those lat raises, I got 10s and I got 20s for my chest presses.
Nice. Keisha, do you have any modifications for us?
Yes, so for our bent over, I'm actually going to be using our strength bands on that. And what I do, I have them choked up and I'm going to actually stand and I'm just going to push and pull apart. It's still giving that same motion, feeling it all in my upper back.
Nice.
And then for our second move, I'll be on the floor for that and I'll be using 25s.
All right, guys, there we go. We got 3 times through of this superset. Let's go ahead and hop into set 1. All right, let's get our dumbbells and our bands. Now we are ready to go. Here we go, 10 reps and up. There's 1, 2, 3. You really wanna control this movement on the way down. Don't just let the dumbbells fall. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 to go, 9, and 10. Okay, now we're transitioning right into that chest press. 8 reps here. Again, nice and controlled. Resist the weight on the way down. Don't just let it fall. Here we go. Ready? Press that weight up, okay, for that first rep. Now take those dumbbells and just internally rotate that pinky slightly, and that's really gonna help with your elbow angles. Here we go. Down. Back up. There's 1, 2, 3. There's no rush here. We really want to be intentional about everything we do. There's 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. Go ahead and take those up and rest. Rest, get that heart rate down. While we're doing that, let's talk about this side lateral raise, okay? Let's think about how small of a muscle group that is that we're trying to target, right? So right back here, very small muscle group. That means you're probably not gonna be using really, really heavy weights. So if you find yourself on that bench, or even if you're standing up doing that movement, and you really find yourself having to use momentum to get those dumbbells up, you're going too heavy. So your goal here is to only use that and that only. So even if you have to go down 5 pounds to feel that better connection and eliminate the swinging, you're gonna be in a better place long term. Here we go, set 2. 10 and 8. Ready, here we go, and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's 10.
Love these bands for that.
Yeah. Oh, the band. That might
Yeah.
be my favorite way to do it,
Yeah.
right there with the bands, that constant tension. Now we got 8 reps here. Really good form, nice and controlled. Here we go. Press those dumbbells up. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. Rest and recover again. Got one more set of those. Then we're going to transition into our next superset. I like to have clients aware of what we're going to do. So that's why sometimes you'll hear me talk about the next superset. You know, I'm not telling you to not focus on what's now, but I like to be prepared. Next superset, we're going to transition the focus to legs, okay? So we'll have back-to-back leg exercises. Rest and recover for right now. Finish this last set, and then we'll talk about what's next. So I'm aiming to keep these break periods with the supersets that are heavy compounds right in between 45 seconds or so, okay?
Feeling good.
All right, let's make our way to our dumbbells for set 3. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10. All right, guys, transition into the dumbbell chest press. 8 reps. Here we go. All right, kick those dumbbells back. 8 reps, ready and up. And here we go, down. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Great job. Go ahead and sit up, and we'll transition into our next 2 exercises. All right, so we have the dumbbell squat coming up next for 8 reps. And then that's gonna be paired with that straight leg deadlift for 10 reps, okay? So dumbbell squat, we're gonna need 2 dumbbells, and we're gonna need those pinned at our sides, and our arms will stay locked out through this movement, okay? So you're gonna grab your dumbbells. They're gonna come right here, okay? So pretend you're holding 2 suitcases. That's what I always like to say, or 2 briefcases. And now squatting down, and then driving up, pushing your feet through the floor. Squat down, push up, okay? Have that emphasis of driving the legs out as you go down and up, okay? Then that'll transition into that straight leg deadlift, which is just a hinge, right? So driving my butt back to the wall behind me, keeping my back neutral, head straight forward, hinging down, getting that nice stretch, and then coming right back up, okay? So 8 and 10, I'm gonna use 45s for both. Queen, what you got for everybody?
I'm with you. I got 30s for those squats, and I'm going to do 2 40s for my deadlift.
Nice, okay. Keisha, any modifications?
Modifications for the dumbbell squat, I'll just be limiting range of motion if that's an issue for you. And also 25s on that. For our deadlift, I'm actually going to be using our 3 mini bands here, and I'll just have those harnessed underneath my feet as we complete that move.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll hop into set 1 and just be aware that our heart rate's going to rise a little bit higher during these leg movements. So we might flirt with a minute or so break between these periods, okay? Let's go ahead and grab our dumbbells and get ready for set 1. All right. Here we go. And down. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now we're gonna transition into that straight leg deadlift, all right? 10 reps, nice and controlled down, hitting a really, really good stretch. All right, here we go, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway, 6,
Ooh, the burn.
7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. Recover. Heart rate down. 1 set down, 2 to go. So, no, we're not adding tempo or anything, time under tension right now, but you'll notice when we get to the bottom portion of those straight leg deadlifts, an experienced lifter, you almost see them pause. And that's very similar to a flex, like at the top of a bicep curl or the top of a chest press. That's where the muscle is going to have the most stress on it, is in that lengthened position, right? So when we're in that straight leg deadlift, our hamstrings and our glutes are stretched, right? So they have the most load, and it's going to be the most taxing portion of that movement. So why would you skip through that? You wouldn't, right? You're going to embrace that and then come back up before just going down and then coming right back up really quick.
I like that.
All right. We're going to hop into set 2 in about 10 seconds. Good form. And when we're on these squats, think about having that neutral spine, and your eyes are gonna land wherever they land. So don't focus on staring up or staring down. Wherever you have that neutral spine, neck through back, that's where your eyes should be. So generally that's gonna be right out in front of you. Here we go, set 2. 8 reps. Ready and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, straight leg deadlifts, 10 reps. Think about the cues we just talked about. Here we go. Grab your dumbbells or your bands. 10 reps. Ready and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
That's where those good mornings come in to play.
Yeah.
Because it mimics that motion, pushing that torso over and pushing those glutes back.
Right.
Mimics the morning. So good morning.
That's right.
Good morning, deadlifts.
We've got one more set of these guys. Right now, we're just focusing on getting that heart rate down. Supersets are notorious for getting the heart rate up a little bit higher than your standard strength training. And it's just more taxing, more demanding. And that in itself is introducing progressive overload. So those things are to cause change and spark change in your body. So they're all good things to embrace, but totally normal that the heart rate's a little bit higher right now. All right, about 15 seconds, and then we'll hop into set 3. Set 3 is gonna be shoulder focus with a little bit of chest. Here we go, grab your dumbbells. 8 and 10. Ready? Here we go, and down. 1, 2. Really think about driving those feet through the floor. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, straight leg deadlifts, 10 reps. Here we go. All right, ready and down. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm hearing a lot of good breathing in the studio, and usually you'll hear almost like a pant more than what you will a normal breath. And that's the effort coming out of your body, as I like to say. That's the energy and how tough the moment you're in. That means you've probably got a good weight in your hand. When you hear a driving like that, those are the signs we look for when we want to hear the certain breathing, okay? Now, if you're with me and Queen, you're gonna need to take your bench to an incline, okay? And the first movement's gonna be that incline pec fly. That's gonna transition into a Arnold press. So, quick transitions here. We'll be on the bench for that incline pec fly. I'm gonna use 30s for that. I'm gonna use 30s for both, see where we go. On the incline pec fly, guys, you're just pressing those weights up like a normal chest press, but keeping the palms facing each other, then creating that slight bend in the elbow. That's where our emphasis of hugging a tree comes in. We're trying to get our arms around the tree, hitting that stretch position, okay? Now, out of my peripheral, if I ever see this dumbbell get below my shoulder, that's where we start to experience a little bit of discomfort and risk injury. So stop when that dumbbell gets right to the shoulder, then drive it back up with that same emphasis of hugging a tree, okay? Then we're gonna repeat that for all of our reps. Then we're gonna stand up We're gonna go right into that Arnold press. So we have 8 on the incline pec fly, Arnold press, bringing the dumbbells up, pressing, bringing them right back in. Press, and then we're like rotating the hand and pinkies touching almost and coming back in. We have 10 reps there. 3 times through Queen. What you got for us weight-wise?
I'm with you. I got 215s for both.
Nice. All right, Keisha, how are you gonna do all these?
I'm going to be doing it from the floor for our pec fly, and then I'll just be doing our strength bands for the Arnold.
All right, let's hop into set 1. We'll start out with the pec fly, 8 reps. And by the way, the strength band with the Arnold, that's next level stuff. I really like that. Here we go. Go ahead and drive the dumbbells up. 8 reps, 3, 2, 1, down. Back up. There's 1. There's 2. You guys, your goal right now is constant tension on that chest. There's 3. Try not to touch the dumbbells at the top. If you do that, you're gonna take tension off. Keep them about 6 inches apart at the top. There's 5. There's 6. 7. And there's 8. Okay. Now, standing up, we're gonna get right into that Arnold press. We're just gonna give Keisha enough time to grab her bands. And those of you at home in the same boat, then we got 10 reps. So go ahead and get the weights up. And here we go, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right.
Whew. Sean, I like how these total body days kind of give us a really good gauge of where we are body-wise, since we break it down: legs, chest, upper body. So I know I'm really dominant in my lower body, so I always do heavier for legs and lower body workouts, but I really like to focus on my form with these upper body workouts, so I tend to go a little bit lighter.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I love the feeling of a total body day, and when I walk out of the gym, just knowing I did so much for my body, more than just breaking down one muscle part. I just feel very accomplished at the end of that day.
And make sure they're your go-to when you know time is a crunch for you and you can't get that dominant muscle that you want to work in that day. Hit that total body, because that mind connection that you hit everything is so awesome.
Right. All right, guys, let's hop into set 2. Here we go. Go ahead and take those dumbbells up. We're gonna go down in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Back up. There's 1, 2, 3. Same thing as every other lift. Nice and controlled. There's 4. Resist on the way down. 5, 6, 7, last one, and 8. Okay, here we go, right into that Arnold press. 10 reps. All right, here we go. Ready, and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those shoulders tend to wear out pretty quick. So when you get into set 2 and set 3 and you get to rep 6, you really start to experience some discomfort, and you just got to push through. Embrace that discomfort. Keep your form good though, and keep pushing for 10 reps.
I also like to break down that Arnold press too. Instead of making it one fluid motion, I just like to open, press, and just keep it kind of structured as well.
That's a good point.
Yep, you guys are getting to that time of year too, you know, where it's starting to get warm out all across the country, and you're getting more and more plans on your plate. You're spending more and more time outside, which is good, But as a trainer, this is usually when you see things go down in the gym as well. People start missing workouts. Keep this at the top of your priority list. Change your workout time if need be, or stick to your standard. This is when I'm working out every day. Everything else comes second. Remember, you are the number one priority. Take care of yourself. Here we go, set 3.
That's right.
All right, go ahead. Take your dumbbells up. And 3, 2, 1, here we go, down. Back up, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Here we go into that Arnold press, 10 reps. Ready, and up, and press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
We got this.
9,
You got it, Queen.
and 10. Okay, great job. Those dumbbells down. Now we're gonna get in that last superset. We're gonna start with a leg movement, and that'll transition to a shoulder exercise. We're gonna start with that lateral lunge, okay? So we'll hit 8 total reps, but we're gonna hit 4 on each side. So I'll start to my left, hitting 4 reps, pushing back up, and repeating, then I'll switch sides. After that, I'm gonna grab a lighter pair of dumbbells for the side lateral raise. And then here, guys, we're just gonna have the dumbbells in our hand. We're gonna focus on that emphasis of keeping elbows above wrist as we do the movement and relaxing your traps. And we have 10 repetitions there, okay? So, Queen, what size dumbbells do you have for everybody back at home?
So I'm gonna do a 30 for those lat lunges, and then I got 10s for
Nice.
those lat raises.
Love it. All right, Keisha, do you have any modifications for us?
Yes, for lat lunges, I'm just going to keep my foot from moving. So I'll just be sliding from side to side like this.
Nice.
And then for our next move, I'll just be using our strength bands for that.
Perfect. All right, guys, let's hop into set 1. I'm gonna grab a 30 for the lateral. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to grab a 35 for those lateral lunges. All right. Here we go. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Switching sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Set that down. Grab your dumbbells for side lateral raises. 10 repetitions. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, recover. Sometimes you'll see people doing those side lateral raises, and they're holding like 30-pound dumbbells, but you'll also see them rocking and swaying and using momentum. I'd way rather see you have that lighter weight with good form, no momentum.
And the strength bands are great for this. It really allows you to drive with your elbows coming up.
Nice.
So you can really feel that work in those shoulders. So pinkies tilted up, drive with those shoulders, and you're all shoulders.
Love it. All right, guys, we're getting ready to hop into set 2. Let's go ahead and grab our dumbbells. Here we go. Ready? And down. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Switching sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, 10 side lateral raises. Ready? Here we go. And up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Here we go. Got one more set. We just need to recover. Last set of the day. So let's focus on keeping that good form, staying locked in mentally, and really pushing ourselves the best way that we can. Maybe those last couple sets of lateral lunges, it wasn't much of a challenge you weight-wise, or maybe it was, but you can actually do more. Drift towards that heavier weight. Go grab it, push yourself on this last set.
And focus on sitting in that glute when you do that lunge
Yeah.
to get the full effect of it. A lot of times we just kind of fan out and make it more of a inner thigh movement, but actually you want to really focus on when you go into that lunge, you're lunging into that glute back there.
Nice. All right, guys, last set.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Ready? And down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Switching sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Great
All
form
right.
on that, Sean. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Side lateral raises, 10 reps. Maybe I'll actually get a booty one of these days. Here we go. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, guys, let's cool down and then we'll be on our way, okay? We're just gonna go with some arm swings, side to side, and really just focus on getting that heart rate down right now. Let's go ahead and go in reverse. Open up your shoulders and your chest here. And forward. Nice, and let's hit some side to side rotations, keeping those feet still. All right. Nice job, guys. Good job, Queen. Good job,
Thanks,
Keisha.
Great job.
Way to show up
Great
and crush your
job.
workout today. Now go crush the rest of your day. Get that protein in, hit those macro goals, hydrate, stay on top of it all, and we'll see you here next time, everybody.